Yeah, really appreciating all the effort. There's so much effort that goes into an event like this. So, yeah, really appreciating all that goes on in the background. And also feeling a lot of gratitude to Buddha Field for the opportunity to be here with you and to be practicing together, and in particular to be exploring the space element together. So we'll do like we did yesterday. We'll have in call and response the salutation to the three jewels and the beautiful poem from Amar Gita, Homage to the Six Elements. And then we will go right into the meditation. So yesterday we did a little bit of orienting. For those here, we did a little bit of just looking around to take in our environment, take in the space, take in colors, shapes, light, shadow. So an exercise that's very simple and supports arriving and settling into a sense of safety. So you could do a little bit of that now if you want. And there's also an invitation to do another kind of somatic experiencing exercise called joint holding. So if you want, you could take a wrist, one of your wrists, and put it in the palm of the other hand, and then just rest it down, making sure the grip's not too tight. We're just going to spend a minute here feeling into how that feels to allow ourselves to be held. So the joints are a place where often energy gets stuck in the body, particularly emotional energy. So in holding the joints, in a way, it's like we're giving ourselves a hug. And in particular, where we can feel into in this is anything kind of along the central channel. So anywhere from the crown of the head down to the base of the spine. Just noticing any movement of energy there. And also any thoughts or emotions that come as we feel into this space. And breathing. Not worrying too much if nothing's happening either. Just being curious. You can do this with eyes open or closed. It's up to you. And then when you feel ready, just swapping around to the other side, holding the other wrist. And again, just noticing the grip here. It's just a light, gentle holding. And breathing, feeling. And then feeling free to just move, shake, rub, stretch, squeeze any parts of the body that are calling for attention as a way to prepare for meditation. That invitation to move is there throughout the session. So even during the meditation, if you need to move, please do take care of yourself. What you need to do. So yeah, very grateful to my friend Balajit, who I do quite a lot of teaching with, who's trained in somatic experiencing, who I've learned these wonderful, simple exercises from that can support us to arrive. Particularly on the screen, I find it quite helpful, support me to come into the body and how I am just now. So as I said, we'll do the salutation and the poem, and then we'll probably meditate for about half an hour, and then at the end there's a chance for those who want to stay on to share anything you notice during the practice and ask any questions. And just to remind us of what we did yesterday, because the meditation this morning is following on from what we did yesterday. So yesterday we started by feeling our way into the ground, doing quite a bit of surrendering into gravity, And then noticing how the body sort of naturally opens to space from that firm foundation. Whether we're laying down or sitting up, we can still have that sense of space stretching in all directions. And beginning to kind of familiarize ourselves with the qualities of space. And then we did a little bit of opening to the six senses. So we actually went through each sense door and just noticed what's coming and going, how that is. And also doing that from a perspective of an awareness of sense objects coming and going in space. So in that way, we were sort of familiarizing ourselves with the body as part of space, as not separate from space, as a place where also a lot's happening, a lot is coming and going. So today we're going to sort of follow on from that, and we're going to begin with the ground once again. And then we're going to actually do a visualization of the central channel. So I mentioned this in the talk last night. Those of you who were there will remember, but I'll just remind us again. So in the Tibetan tradition, this is a visualization that supports us to connect with our true nature, which is completely open, luminous, spacious, and deeply sensitive. So what we do is we visualize a column of light or a channel of light stretching from the crown of the head to the base of the spine, or if you're more front oriented, imagining a couple inches below the navel. And it's about it's funny, I said this last night, and then on my Facebook feed there was something about bamboo shoots, and I thought, oh, my phone's listening to me. It's about the width of a bamboo shoot. If you can imagine what that looks like. And traditionally it sits right in front of the spine. And just by visualizing this column of light, we can begin to get a sense of our inner being as completely spacious and open. And the column of light is described as a very, very deep, deep blue. So like the depths of the ocean. So I want to just express gratitude to my preceptor and good friend Viveka, who taught me how to connect with my central channel. So this is coming from her, and it's a very traditional Mahamudra. If you're interested in doing a bit more research into where this particular practice comes from, it's from the Mahamudra tradition. And then what we're going to do is, rather than going through the six sense doors like we did yesterday, we're just going to open from there to a sense of the whole of our experience coming and going. And we'll use a couple of spatial images to help us. So one is very traditional. It's imagining that you're sitting on a beach and that all of experience is like the waves coming and going, just cresting and then dissolving back into the sea. And there's frothiness and movement and changes in color, and all of that is just allowed to come and go as we rest in space. So we'll use that image. And then we'll also use the image of, particularly if there's any thoughts, emotions, images, memories that are a bit more sticky, maybe trying to hook us a bit more. We can imagine that they're just like this cow in a field that's allowed to just do what it needs to do, just bucking and running and eating and lying down and defecating, just letting it kind of move through the field and do what it needs to do. No problem. So I'll introduce those during the meditation. But generally, I'll try to keep it pretty spacious as well. Okay, so is there a volunteer who would like to represent and be the voice of the community? Hi, Helen. Thank you. That was a very quick hand raise. So, yeah.
My birthday today. I thought it's a good thing to do on your birthday. So,
Oh, happy birthday.
thank you.
Oh, I want to see your life force and unique manifestation on this planet. Feeling very grateful to share the world with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll do this in call and response, and Helen will be the voice of the community. So let's just take 3 deep breaths to support arriving and preparing for the practice. Feeling free to make any noises that feel good to you on the out breath. Salutation. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Dharmaya.
Namo Dharmaya.
Namo Sanghaya.
Namo Sanghaya.
Namo Namah.
Namo Namah.
Om.
Om.
Ah.
Ah.
Hum.
Hum.
Homage to the six elements. In gratitude, I bow to earth.
In gratitude, I bow to earth.
Kiss her as I walk each step.
Kiss her as I walk each step.
All that is solid,
All that is solid,
all that is form,
all that is form,
is blessed and blessing.
is blessed and blessing.
In gratitude, I bow to water.
In gratitude, I bow to water.
Feel the movement of liquid
Feel the movement of the liquid
through my veins, lips, eyes.
through my veins, lips, eyes.
All that flows
All that flows
is blessing and blessed.
is blessing and blessed.
In gratitude, I bow to fire.
In gratitude, I bow to fire,
Witnessing transformation
witnessing transformation
through heat and light.
through heat and light.
All that metabolizes
All that metabolizes
is renewed, refreshed, regrown.
is renewed, refreshed, regrown.
In gratitude, I bow to air.
In gratitude, I bow to air,
Invisible and seen,
invisible and seen,
in the dances of
in the dances of
all that moves and waves,
all that moves and waves,
is calling and called.
is calling and called.
In gratitude, I bow to space.
In gratitude, I bow to space,
Everywhere,
everywhere,
always,
always,
vast and present.
vast and present,
Everything in its own perfection
everything in its own perfection,
is holding and held.
is holding and held.
In gratitude, I bow to consciousness.
In gratitude, I bow to consciousness,
The mysterious knowing of the known.
the mysterious knowing of the known.
No doer or deed is found,
No doer or deed is found,
yet everything abounds.
yet everything abounds. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. So, yeah, just noticing the effect of the words and the chanting on the body. Allowing it to resonate in the heart center and anywhere else you can feel that resonance. And then allowing awareness to find its way down into those places where the body meets the earth. Feeling directly the sensations there of contact. Noticing how the body is naturally drawn down. With each out breath, allowing the weight of the body to be held in gravity. Here we can use the breath to support a softening and opening of any places of tension or holding in the body. So supporting a deeper trusting of the earth to hold us here. This ground of deep stillness, stability, safety. And from this firm foundation, from this holding, noticing that whatever shape you're in this morning, whatever posture you've chosen, the body naturally opens to space. So feeling space stretching in all directions, including below, the earth also full of space. Above, a limitless sky all around. And sensing through the pores of the skin as we breathe here, a sense of expansion and opening to space. Learning to trust space as a place we can rest and resource ourselves with the qualities of openness, sense of possibilities, potential, perspective. And if you like visual images here, you might imagine a very deep blue column of light stretching from the crown of the head to the base of the spine, at the very core of your being. Full of energy, potentiality, completely luminous, and full of infinite space. And we'll just spend a little bit of time massaging the central channel with the breath. So as we breathe, imagining the breath moving up and down the central channel, flowing freely, mingling with the openness and the luminosity there. So as we begin to connect in this way with the infinite spaciousness at the core of our being, we also might become aware of places of holding, tension, contraction. Might become aware of patterns of thought, emotion, images, memories, ruminations, projections. So the invitation is to breathe with and through these appearances. Allowing them to simply come and go alongside the whole of our experience just now. So opening to everything coming and going, sounds, visual sensations. You could open the eyes if you find that helpful. Smells, tastes, physical sensations in the body. All coming and going, just like objects of the mind come and go. Encouraging a sense of resting back in space, allowing the whole of your being to be a big open container where it can all just come and go. And just noticing here the quality of the awareness. So this is a warm, curious, open space, deeply sensitive and unbiased. So noticing if there's any habits to tense up or get rigid around particular aspects of experience. And again, we can use the breath here and the sense of spaciousness to encourage a resting back in the space. And the gaps between the thoughts. In the place where experience is happening. And if you like images here, if you find it helpful, you could imagine it's like you're sitting on a beach on a warm, sunny day. Completely relaxed and open and just watching the unending display of waves coming and going on the surface of the sea. All that movement, frothiness, cresting, crashing, just allowed to happen on its own. If at any point you get lost or confused or frustrated, you can always come back to ground or the central channel as a resource in the practice, and then opening again to the whole of your experience just now. Appreciating the qualities of this awareness that receives our life, completely open, deeply sensitive, clearly knowing all of what's arising and passing. Sitting in this way, we can begin to get a sense of the boundaries between inner and outer experience dissolving a bit as we open to sensations coming and going in space. Just noticing if these boundaries that we create in the mind are really there, or maybe something else is possible in direct experience just now. The spaciousness and luminosity of the body mingling with the space all around us, filling the whole of the universe, in and through everything. Sometimes when we open in this way, there might be a particularly pesky habit or thought pattern that tries to step in and take over. So rather than demonizing any parts that might be stepping in just now, the invitation is to give it a really big, wide field to play in. Let it run its course. last few minutes of this practice, there's an invitation now to drop any remaining effort you might be making, any part that's trying to make something happen. Resting back even further into space, trusting even deeper the openness there. You could open the eyes here, letting in light, shapes, shadows. You might enjoy putting the palms up on the lap. Taking a few deeper breaths. Putting the body in this shape, this mudra of complete and total receptivity. Every pore of the skin, every orifice of the body completely open, receptive. Receiving your life just as it is right now. In all its richness, complexity, beauty. Emerging slowly, stretching, moving, touching, rubbing. Maybe taking a few deeper breaths here. Noticing that the bell just marks a transition rather than needing to change anything in particular about what we're doing, how we're being with our experience.